China is the central focus of the silver squeeze, and it's only intensifying according to the latest report out of that country. We'll talk about what's going on there and how it could impact the price of silver in this video as we explore. The silver market is quite dynamic, and China is becoming increasingly important in that area because of the population density of the country. It is the most populous nation on earth, and it's also very, very, secretive in terms of how much silver and gold the country has. They're one of the largest producers of gold and silver as a nation, and we know that there is a lot of buying that has been occurring for quite some time, considering the arbitrage opportunity that has occurred, and I've reported on this channel many times about that, as well as the higher price of silver in that country, and is according to Oriental Ghost over on X. But other media outlets are catching on, and other reports and images and videos are showing people carrying out 15-kilogram bars, what are known as raw silver slabs. These are unique to the Chinese market. But there's more than just that, because those are, some could say institutional buyers, if you want to call them that, within the actual nation of China, especially in one particular district where it is quite profound, the Hubei district. I'll get into that in a moment. I want to thank Summit Metals for sponsoring the channel, a great company to work with. They have an excellent selection of gold and silver and platinum products, excellent customer service. They also carry the Salivate Metal Round, which is on sale right now for those interested. Check them out in the link in the description below to experience their great customer service for yourself. So the latest report out of with Gulungai Finance says that there's a short squeeze that is currently unfolding in the global silver market. As of the 3rd of December, the price of silver in London reached $58.37 per ounce, setting a new historic high. Of course, the actual intraday trading, we saw silver reach up well above $59 an ounce. The cumulative increase in silver prices year to date has nearly doubled, while the rise in gold prices during the same period was just over 50%, which is also quite good. That is the backdrop to where we're going. Now, I want you to stay tuned for this video, because we're going to get back to America later in the video with a wild and very interesting piece of silver that will blow you away. You're not going to want to miss this. On December the 4th, a visit to the Hubei in Xinjiang revealed a booming business at wholesale shops selling silver jewelry and silver ingots. The retail price of silver jewelry in Hubei has reached about 15.62 Chinese yuan per gram, and the wholesale price of silver ingots has surged to 13.37 yuan per gram, making a new all-time high for silver prices in Hubei. A wholesaler of silver jewelry in Hubei stated recently there has been a noticeable increase in customers buying silver jewelry in silver ingots, especially silver ingots, as they do not carry processing fees, making them a popular choice for investment. And that's what you're starting to see out there. You think about processing fees, taxes, and the like. Our people are going to try to find ways to avoid that if they can, and this is certainly one way to do it in terms of fees. Obviously, silver jewelry has higher premiums to them because of the manufacturing process, whereas bars and coins have less of that. Obviously, you don't hear much about the Chinese pandas being sold in China, but my guess is they are as well. But remember, there is fabrication cost of these, and of course, they're sold by the gram. Nowadays, this is the 2015 version, which is the first silver panda that is not marked for weight or purity on it. Just a denomination. It is a coin, but that's it. There was a transition year when they moved to the grams in 2016. But nonetheless, the Chinese culture is quite profound with valuing metals, especially gold, but silver is really starting to make its name known and as a metal to be able to preserve your wealth more than just as an investment. And I think Chinese understand this. At a dedicated silver ingot wholesaler counter in Shubai, the owner noted the best-selling items currently are 500-gram and 1,000-gram silver ingots. Now here is a silver 1 kilo, 1,000-gram. I don't have a 500, but this is a 100-gram little bar here. But nonetheless, that is what we're seeing. So silver 1 kilo, 500-gram, and 1 kilo are the most popular sizes. Many small retail investors who previously invested in gold have recently shifted their focus to silver. That's big news because gold prices have risen too high, leaving limited room for further appreciation. In contrast, silver's lower unit price makes it more accessible for individual investors, even trading, in the $58 range. It's amazing. And when you think about it, when adjusted for inflation, silver still has a ways to go if you measure against the 2011 highs, which is the closest last bull run that we saw that compares to the one we're dealing with right now. And so with that being said, silver still has to go up well over $10 to $12 in order to reach all-time highs when adjusted for inflation. But I haven't done the math on the prices per gram for silver jewelry that they're paying for, but likely it's much more than spot price measured in U.S. dollars. But this allows these investors to buy these 500-gram and 1,000-gram silver ingots, allowing them to purchase larger quantities with the same amount of capital. It makes perfect sense for sure when you think about it in those terms. But silver is a metal that certainly we're going to see further appreciation, I believe, in the price over the long course of time, even though we very well could see some pullbacks between now and then. I think the Chinese market, is going to, in a sense, stem the flow of silver's price moving back or consolidation and maybe prevent it from consolidating too much. But with the price surging dramatically over the course of the last year, some people are saying that this is just the beginning. I'm not necessarily one of those, but I do believe that 2026 will be a good year for silver, even if we see the price of silver pull back some. I think overall it's going to do quite well, and we're going to see higher lows than we've ever seen before if we get into a point of normalcy in the silver market. But watching it very closely, we watch what happens in China more and more these days because it matters and it impacts so much given what silver has done in the West. And when the East really starts to pay attention, we see it substitute for gold because it's cheaper. There you go. All bets are off the table in terms of where the price could go if we see it increase or even outside of this region. But this is a very important region for precious metals. Now, I'm going to clear this stuff off the display area here because what I'm going to show you is going to require every bit of space that I have here to show you what I've got here that was sent to me by Spectres. This is likely going to be one of the most impressive pieces of silver that I've ever reviewed on this channel. That says a lot because I've seen a lot of different styles and craftsmanship and the like on this channel, but this goes back to the American Revolution. Yes, what a transition for sure. This is the George Washington flintlock pistol in silver. And something like this, well, you can guess, it is actually shaped with a faithful replica of the flintlock pistol that George Washington used. And this is quite amazing, but it is an actual coin, not just a shaped piece of silver. And so we can get it out here, and the box itself is very impressive with the underside showing the famous portrait of George Washington. Just absolutely amazing. Great craftsmanship in the packaging, as always is the case, but this takes it to a step above with what Spectres Mint has done, as they have been kind enough to send this to me to review, to show you what this is like. This is amazing. This is a certificate of authenticity, numbered out of 1,776 pieces. Absolutely amazing, as Spectres Mint pays tribute to America's founding legacy, with a faithful recreation of George Washington's flintlock pistol in this nice, attractive wooden display box. As we take it out to show you, look at that. Absolutely stellar. Amazing display, museum quality and craftsmanship through and through. This is a faithful recreation of George Washington's flintlock pistol. It's a fully three-dimensional silver coin that is based off multiple historic references, including the elegant pair gifted by the Marquis de Lafayette and the 1748 London-crafted pistols owned by Washington, now housed at the West Point Military Academy. By blending the fine elements from each, Spectres has created their own rendition in homage to Washington's leadership, legacy, and revolutionary spirit. So they've done some research before, crafting this piece, and it shows through and through on this when you look at it here. Absolutely amazing as we get close on the detail of this. It's crafted in 2 ounces of 3/9 fine silver with the dimensions of 98 for the length, and 11 by 41 millimeters. Very heavy and dense in the hand here, as you see all the intricate details of the working mechanism all through and through. It captures the elegance of 18th century craftsmanship in this striking detail. The handle is adorned with ornamental scroll work, as you can see there, and engraved with General G. Washington, commemorating his title as Commander-in-Chief. Look at that. There it is. Absolutely amazing. Finely detailed on this piece through and through. It is absolutely spectacular. From the signature flintlock mechanism that you can see here to the smooth barrel and decorated pommel, every surface reflects precision and reverence for history. The piece also bears the Spectre's ghost mark and the 999 fine silver hallmark, certifying its purity and authenticity. It is an actual coin issued by Samoa, as you can see here. Very, very cool. Limited to 1,776 pieces, as I mentioned before. A tribute to the founding year of the United States of America, the year we declared independence, and quite apropos, as next year is a semi-sesquicentennial. Spectacular. Amazing. And obviously this arrives in this custom presentation case here that we showcase here. You can see here with the elegant craftsmanship and felt detail here. Really, really cool. So if you want one of these, the link to it, you can only get it from Spectres, and the link to it will be in the description of this video, complete with a code, SAL20, that you get for a $20 discount. So check it out. It's a great way to be able to have a piece of collectible silver in your collection just to enjoy. That's what it's about. Let me know what your thoughts are about China and the frenzy of buying there, and this video in the comment section down below. Hope you found this video informative, insightful, and educational. Would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to watch, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.